Well, we want to welcome everybody. We are at the Clark County 4-H Fairgrounds here in Clark, South Dakota. Tonight is the pig show, the swine show, they say. And our experts are coming over, I hope. I'll take a quick audio break. Get around in front. We are going to shut down for a moment, folks. There is evidently rain coming, maybe. So we are going to the inside show ring, which means we have to move our facilities here. So I've got to shut down and reset. Andy walked right through, didn't even wave at us, folks. This is the indoor arena. I don't know if it's me or the arena, but something's not level.
I think it's
No, but I have a bubble to level this.
oh,
It says it's level. You hooked up in the wrong spot, Mario.
I did?
Yeah, well, see, we were over there. They just moved us.
I did check it before I left.
Can you check and see if everything's going okay? We've got you live on the air here, Mario, with his ITC hat, channel 153.
I put you guys in the paper. I took a picture of you guys setting up over here, and I explained what it was for.
Oh, cool. We do want to thank all the sponsors here, which they'll be reading off. I don't remember all of them from the 4-H Club. But we do want to thank the two schools, both Clark and Willow Lake. We are using some of that equipment that we use to stream ball games with, and we're using the Cyclone Channel 153, streaming it on YouTube, one of the Willow Lake channels. We've done many things. Started doing this in 2004. Our first streams were in the fall of 2004, or summer, late summer. First time I've done horse shows I've done, but not cattle, not goats, not pigs, not sheep tomorrow, not chickens. I don't know, I have attended a rabbit show here or there. I've never actually streamed one, so many first for our cruise today and yesterday. Take a quick check and make sure that stream is coming through on the stream version. It does appear to be coming. Take a quick check and make sure that stream is coming through. Well, trying to take that graphic out of there, folks. My computer's not liking this outside stuff. There we go. Do you have your headset somewhere over there? Did I move it? Oh, okay. Need to make sure you introduce yourself. Oh, flips over the other way. There you go. And then that mouthpiece, you want it fairly straight to the mouth. There we go. Say hello.
Hey everybody, this is Tavy Guzman here, and I'm going to be helping with the pig show today.
The only one of the announcers that has any clue of what they're doing, so.
Well, hopefully I do. We might have to work together on this one.
I know you know a lot more than I do, so.
Okay. I think we'll make a good team tonight.
And you are a Clark grad.
Yep, I graduated in May of 2019.
Okay.
And this is actually my last year in 4-H.
So you're one of those that get to do an extra year
Yep, because I have a birthday that falls in July, so I got another year just because of my birthday.
You're losing notes.
Oh,
And we have somebody in the ring.
That's
Oops. What I need some help with, there's a button on that microphone needs pushed. I thought I had it on, but I'm not hearing it. If the light...
Good evening. We are starting our
No, we've got
2020 4-H Achievement
we've
Day
got it.
Swine Show.
We've got it. Nope.
We'll be starting with our breeding swine. Our first class in the ring is our registered Berkshire gilts.
So you will be able to hear her when she's doing the PA announcing. So who do we have here?
we have the first class of purebred market gilts, and this is Tucker Heyman, and he is showing a Berkshire today. So, just a little information about the purebred is that they have papers. So this is why they're in this division of the show.
Testing. We're good. Well, I guess we're going to start our County Achievement Days here in Clark County. I want to thank you for inviting me back. I really enjoy this show. Your kids are about as great a kids as there is. And we're going to start out with the breeding gilt show. We got a Berkshire gilt here that is a purple ribbon gilt very easily for me. It's a gilt that I think is really nice. She's got enough depth of rib to her. She's got a pretty nice underline. She's got a little pin nipple on each side. We'd like to maybe change that to get a full nipple out of the deal. And that would give her a 7x7. But she's still 6x6, which is more than adequate where we're at today. I like this gilt when she walks away from me. She wants to set them square to me. I'd maybe just twitch on that right rear. She wants to turn that just as thick. But when you get behind her, she actually takes a nice long stride. She's very flexible. It's to me like she's going to get up and down in the crate, and this young man won't have any problems with her. Would we change her on the front a little bit? Maybe just a hair. We'd like to maybe jack that front end up just a little bit. But that tail head, I like where that's set. You know, it's not just getting right to that edge where we're getting a little too high, but she's still adequate in her makeup, and I think this is a very good project for this young man for a purple ribbon. So let's put our hands together for this young man.
Congratulations goes to Tucker Heyman with his Burke gilt.
So now we got a couple of them in the ring.
Yep.
And who do we have here?
In the ring, we have Aaron Heyman and Ty McGraw.
Do they ever get them mixed up as far as whose pig is whom, and they look pretty much the same?
Well, I don't think they do. I've shown in kind of a bigger show in that, and, well, you go in the ring and they all look the same, but, somehow you know it's yours. I think it's just the hours you put in and you get to know that animal, so I don't think there's ever a confusion on that one.
Okay. Now, which is which here for the young men? We got a tall one or a short one?
The shorter one is Ty McGraw, and then the taller one is Aaron Heyman.
Okay, I think we've seen the McGraw in goats today, maybe, or was it yesterday? We've seen him before, I think.
Yep, we saw him in the goat show today. Okay. He had the reserve overall breeding goat, and then we actually saw Aaron Heyman in the beef show also. That's another thing about being in the Clark County, well, even in 4-H. A lot of these youth, they always are in another species. Some show multiple, so it's great seeing everybody come out and get to do other species and learn something new.
I don't think anybody's learned more than I have in the last day and a half.
Well, that's good.
The old dairy farmer. We didn't mess with the shows much. So
I don't think I've ever attended a dairy show, so that's the one.
I have been to dairy expos. I've never gone to the show side of that.
Yeah, I don't even know really how you would judge a dairy, but I've just grown up with the more market side. But
Hey, let's put our hands together for these two young exhibitors on our Hampshire gilt breeding class. These are both definitely purple ribbon gilts. They're both gilts. I think that there's a lot of different kinds. These are two different totally kinds of gilt, but I think there's enough of each one of the opportunities that these young exhibitors have down the road. I mean, you're going to have to use a different boar when you breed each one of these, a totally different style. If I could put them two together and have the bone from this one and put on that one and have the flexibility from that one on this one, I mean, then we'd have something pretty special here. But yet there's a lot to offer about each one. Here I got one that's a little deeper rib, a little more rib shape underneath, a little more base width coming at me and going away. She's probably a little better, not quite as good on maybe on her rear legs as this one is straight from behind, because this one's a little squarer from behind. She takes strides straight out, sets them square. She wants to turn her right rear just a little bit. And now we get to the front end of the two gilts. This one here, we love the front end of this gilt. She's really flexible on the front. She takes a nice long stride off that front end. This one, the other one, we'd like to set that blade back, get more flex on that front foot where she actually can stride out a little more. And I think that's kind of where they kind of fall different to me. Not quite as much rib shape here, but she's probably a little deeper rib. So, I mean, there's a lot of give and take. But for me, I always look at the one that I would like to put back in my barn, and that would be this young man here is going to be the first purple. This will be your second purple. But congratulations to both. They both have, like I said, different boards on different gilts, and we have a nice product when we get done. So congratulations to these young two exhibitors, and let's put our hands together for these two.
Congratulations to Aaron Heyman with first place in a purple. Congratulations goes to Ty McGraw, second place in a purple. Congratulations, exhibitors.
There we go. And thank you. It was a little too tight. It was distorting on us.
The ring will be class 3, our landrace breeding gilt. On deck is our Yorkshire.
I see him running back there in the background.
yeah, that's a typical sight when it comes to a pig show.
We always go through we had the county fairs, northern Wisconsin, where we're out of, and our county fairs. We had all the animals, but we go through the barns, but never ever saw the actual shows. You know, and state fairs we've done the same thing, and you see them, but the shows we haven't. I am interested tomorrow is what we're going to do with the chicken and rabbit show, but we're going to try. Who's coming? Okay. Okay. We have 8 of them, which we got this spring. The daughter 4 and the wife got 4, and the daughter moved away. We now have 8, and they started laying last weekend. So that's kind of wife was excited. And we always had chickens on the farm growing up, but they were we just had them out in the barn, and we'd find where they roost, and we'd pick eggs that way. We never had very many, but just enough to keep us in eggs.
Okay, now we have Taylor McGraw coming in. She has a landrace gilt coming.
A different technique with the stick from what we saw with the cattle.
Yes, it is a different technique. So something when it comes to using the pig whip and that, something that has became really big in the last couple years is really starting to get their head really high. So a lot of these kids, they get training with their hogs, they'll start going underneath their jowl and starting to get their head to crank up a little bit, it just looks a little bit more pretty in the show ring and a little bit more elegant on the look too.
Okay.
But that's also their way of steering the
Now,
pig.
Do they respond similar to the cattle if you they kind of scratch them on the underbelly and they calm them a little bit or not?
Well, we don't use the stick usually for scratching the underbelly. Usually they'll use a brush or something when it comes to a grand drive and they're in the ring, but otherwise, no.
Okay.
Okay, let's put our hands together for this young exhibitor here with our landrace gilt. Really nice landrace gilt, young lady. I like this one a lot for her breed. She's really, really sound. She's big-footed on them front. They got a big foot on that front. Yeah, we maybe pull that front in just a tick. But yet, as a landrace breed, this is where they're actually the head carriage is natural here, and I really like that about her. Underline-wise, I love the left side. The right side, we're actually missing that second one there, but it's still a 7x6, so we're just fine there yet. But that would, we're just trying to, point out things that we would maybe like to change a little bit. But here's a gilt that's really flexible, just sound as all get out. She's got plenty of top shape for her. We don't want a lot of muscle in these breeding gilts, and otherwise they just don't have pigs for us. The tail head set, I'd like to drop it down just a tick so that ball sets down a little lower for me. But all in all, this gilt is really, really a nice landrace gilt, and I hope people around the ringside can appreciate how good this landrace really is, because they're really hard to keep sound, and get that big a foot in the front side of them of a landrace gilt is really hard to do. So congratulations to this young lady on her purple ribbon landrace gilt.
Congratulations goes to Taylor McGraw on her landrace. Now entering the ring is our Yorkshire, and then we'll move to our crossbreds.
No, who was our judge tonight?
Our judge is Mike Clark. He is from Ramona, South Dakota. He has been in the hog industry for his whole life. He spent about 20 years running farrowing units and has been in the show pig industry for 15 years now. He said he's starting to downsize, but he's still as passionate about the industry as he was when he started. So we just want to thank him for coming out tonight and being a part of the Clark County Achievement Days and judging the pig show tonight.
No, where is that town at? I don't know if I've heard of that one. You said Winona?
Ramona.
Ramona?
I'm not for sure where it's at. I lived here all my life, and I guess I don't even know.
South of Mitchell? Okay.
Yeah. And in the ring right now, we have Tate McGraw. He is showing a Yorkshire gilt.
And he was showing goats this morning.
Yeah, he was out showing goats, too. I think his goat was named Goatee or something.
Goatee, yep.
Goat.
Yep.
He always has some of the most tame goats around, that's for sure.
And let's put our hands together to this young man here. This is a really nice York gilt. Really, really nice York gilt here. This is the best underline of any of the hogs we've had today so far. Really, a really nice underline on this York. And I'll be honest, kind of falling away from that a little bit in our Yorkshire breed. This is what I got started in, was the Yorkshire when I first started in the pig business. My heart's still true to these, and it's just really nice to see one that plants them rear too and takes a nice long stride, really big-footed up front. Maybe we would tweak the knees when she wants to come in on her knees on the front of her. But, I mean, we're being pretty picky on a really, really nice extension to that front of that gilt. Like I said, if we could get them front knees come in, I think that would elevate her front end just a little bit, and that would really improve her even a little more yet. But this is about as nice a York gilt as I've seen all year, and she's really put together well. She's got enough cover for her and plenty of muscle for me for a York gilt. So let's put our hands together for this young man on a really nice York gilt.
Congratulations goes to Tate McGraw, receiving a purple on his Yorkshire gilt. Now we'll bring in Class 5, our crossbreds. Following our crossbred class, we'll bring in our class winners to select our grand champion breeding swine.
I presume this is similar to what we had in the goats. They have the breeding version, and then they have the meat version.
Yep, that is correct. So, with this breeding division, they have their purebreds, which is the ones that have their papers, and then we have our crossbreds here. That's made up of more than one breed, sort of say. And in the ring right now, we have Sam Hovde and Jackson Schmidt.
Sam, the taller of the two.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these units they come in with, the ones that they came in, that aluminum rig, at nicer than my house.
Yeah, that's definitely something.
And they use them to haul the pigs around with.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy. Like when you go to some big shows, I'm assuming those trailers probably cost more than even our house too.
It's just like, wow.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of money that goes into it, but I think like when you're passionate about something, they'll put it towards it. So. As we're watching this class here, I just want to do a thank you to our t-shirt sponsors. We've been having these t-shirts for the past couple years now. Our sponsors is RMH Livestock, Hurlbutt Angus, Classen Construction, Full Circle Egg, Double D Clydesdales, and Gypsy Vanners. And then we want to say a thank you also to Darcy Ford from Spot On Printing. Without you, we wouldn't have these shirts. So thank you guys so much for being a continuous sponsor for these. And it looks nice, everybody in the ring matching, and it's a keepsake for everybody also. So thank you.
We had one of the, it was yesterday, Melissa was announcing.
Let's put our hands together for these two exhibitors in our crossbred gilt show and our breeding gilt. We're going to put both these in the purple ribbon class because I think they both have different things to offer for our breeding gilts. We got the one that's the really showy gilt, really tall at the point of the shoulder. Both got really nice underlines. She's got a big old top going through her, a big old hip in her. Would I change this one? Yes. Would I change her a lot? Yeah, I would. Because she's one of those, she's going to make your next great barrel. And I got a good friend of mine, he's probably one of my best friends, and he raises show pigs just like I do. But here's the deal. To me, they got to have pigs. If you can't have pigs, there's no value to me, to any gilt. That's just the way I am, and I mean, people have disagreed with me. We disagree every time we talk breeding gilts. Because he says, I want the one that's the next going to raise the next great show barrel. I said, but if she can't have them, it didn't do me any good. So that's how I look at breeding gilts. So, and the other one here is the one that's probably the most, she's really flexible. We'd like to maybe jack her front end up a little bit. Maybe open her up just a little more. But yet, it's one of those, she's one of those more on the commercial side where she's going to lay down and she's going to have pigs for us. So there's a lot of give and take, and we can go back and forth on these two. Like I said, the one over here, she is so square from behind. She's on the verge whether she's going to be able to have pigs or not. She's really close to me, and I've had guys that argue with me, and then guess what? Come spring, I ask them the same question. How'd she do? We didn't have good luck. I said, that's kind of what I told you last year. And I said, so, this is how I judge breeding gilts. This young man is first in this class, you'll be second. And the only reason is, I just don't know if she's going to be able to have pigs for me. Okay? But otherwise, she's the pretty one. And I mean, I know everybody's thinking, yep, she's the one. But if they can't have pigs for me, there's no value to me. And I've fared a lot of sows in my time, and I just feel that's where I'm at. Like I said, if a different judge today, I know which one he's taking because he's one of my best friends, and I know which one he's taking. But I still look at they've got to lay down and have pigs. So he's your first purple, you'll be second purple. Congratulations to both of these.
I think the judges and everything I've seen so far have been really good at explaining. And
congratulations goes to Jackson Schmidt with the first purple. Congratulations goes to Sam Hovde with the second purple. Congratulations, exhibitors. Now we'll bring back in our class winners to select our grand champion breeding swine.
But they've been also explaining the fact that that another judge may score them differently, and I'm sure the kids, if they show a lot, run into that where same two critters, same two showing at a different show, swap places. So.
Yep, growing up with the showing, like I've seen that firsthand. You can be first in a class here, and then the next day you could be in the bottom of the class. It's really just in the judge's hands, but you just gotta always be positive and keep on going with it.
You know, Tate found the one he was looking for.
Yep.
I'm not sure if the pig was lost or Tate. One of them was lost for a moment.
Yep. So now we're in our champion drive here, so it's gonna get interesting. There's a lot of good hogs out there.
Now, do they ever end up in a scrum out there, the pigs? Do they get mad at each other? And okay.
Yeah, there's a few times where they've had to been separated by the board in that.
Okay, let's put our hands together for these exhibitors here. I'll tell you, for all different breeds out here, as you can see now, the similarities we have in all these breeding gilts. I mean, they're all sound, they're all get out and move. I like the vulva sets in these. I like that tail head set. That tail's got to be dropped down. Otherwise, they just cannot have pigs. Like I said, 20 years in the farrowing units, I've learned one thing. That I get that tail head set down where we need it. Otherwise, it's really hard to get them to have pigs. There's one out here that I just thought was tremendous when she come out. She has the best underline of any of the gilts here. She is sound, she's flexible, she's got a big foot on her. The young man over here with the York gilt's going to win this class very easily for me. Congratulations, young man. And I think she was the only one in that class. And now for reserve, there's some give and take here, I guess, to me. But like I said, there's two here. There's a couple out here that I think are pretty special. But if you do look at the breed-wise, they're all very, very good for their breed. They're all, like I said, they're sound. And to me, I think I'm going to go with the Hamp Gilt as my reserve because I'll be honest, I don't find many Hamp Gilts this sound. And that's what I really appreciate out of her. So she's going to be your reserve champion today. So congratulations to this young man.
Okay, and who's...
Our reserve is Aaron Heyman.
Tate McGraw, our grand champion breeding gilt with his Yorkshire for the 2020 4-H Achievement Days. Congratulations goes to Aaron Heyman, our reserve champion breeding gilt with his Hampshire for our 2020 4-H Achievement Days. Congratulations to all of our breeding gilt exhibitors. Good job.
Well, again, this is the 2020 Clark 4-H Achievement Days.
Since many of our exhibitors are also showing market barrows, we're going to give them a chance to put their breeding gilts aback and bring out their purebred market barrows.
As we're getting ready here for our Market Barrow show, I just want to do a little plug for our chicken barbecue, as what Melissa Mudgett would say. Our chicken barbecue is happening this Thursday. I believe there's still a lot of tickets at the local businesses. So come and get a good meal and come and support the 4-H. We're really thankful for you guys, everything you guys do for us. So come out, and it may be different than normal years, but it's still going to be the same meal as always. So.
Oh, that reminded me, Melissa was talking about the T-shirts, said it's that much less school shopping she has to do. Gives them one more item to wear to school.
That is true.
Now entering the show ring is our Market Barrow Berkshire class. On deck is class 2, our Durocs.
Okay, so this is our first class of the Purebred Market Barrow show. We have some Berks in the ring. We have Parker Schmidt, and then we have Kaden Kwasniewski. I guess a little fun fact as we're staying in here, if you want to know how a Berkshire is, they will always have erect ears, which means that they stand up, and then they also have the 4 pink socks. So there's a little fact for you.
I didn't know that. Of all we had pigs growing up all the time, and my wife and I one time had a pair. I can't tell you what breed any of them were. No.
Yeah, it's awesome to see like when all these purebreds are coming in and you can see the traits for each of those breeds because that's how they are identified, and it's awesome to see them. And well, I've livestock judged before and that, so that was always a deal I would say. So now there's a little tip for you guys if you see some Berkshires.
These two don't want to go very far apart, do they?
No, I think they're friends. They just want to be together.
Let's put our hands together for these 2 young exhibitors on our Berkshire Barrel show here. 2 different barrels. I mean, they're quite a bit different. We have one that's got bigger, way more top shape over the top of this one, and then we have one that's just, more than adequate on our muscle. We'd like to see some more top shape and a little more crisper loin on the one. But then, and then we have the one that's is a lot sounder than the other one. So, I mean, you're going to have your give and take here and there. This barrel here I see as a barrel that really gets out, takes a nice long stride, really square from behind. Takes them 2 rear legs and steps them straight forward and pushes off with each one. Little wider base to the front end than our other pig. But we got a pig here with lots of muscle right here. Big top shape in him. But with all that muscle comes the problems that we might have. We'd like to see him a little more secure on our rear too. So we have that give and take of which one we think is our best one. I like to look for the more complete pig, so I'm going to go with the young man red purple. And other guy, we are second purple. But congratulations to both. Both these pigs are very well deserving of purple ribbon. Because, like I said, the one has plenty of muscle. We love that about him. And that's why we're going to keep you in the purple ribbon. And this one here, like I said, is the sound, really square one from behind. So congratulations to both. Can we put our hands together for both them exhibitors?
So who got the win?
Parker Schmidt.
Congratulations goes to Parker Schmidt, receiving first with his Berkshire Barrel. Congratulations goes to Caden Wozniewski with receiving second with his Berkshire Barrel.
Okay, so here we have our Class 2, our Duroc Barrows. In the ring we have Chesney Fuchs, Alexa Schmidt, and Sam Hovde.
Well, this is a different breed that Sam has this time, correct?
Yep, these are the Durocs here, and I guess you can always identify Durocs by their red type of color and their droopy ears.
Okay.
I always think these are some of the most tame ones.
This one is photogenic, coming over to the camera. Sam's is.
Yeah, he does a really good job getting that head up. That's something when it comes to showmanship later on today, that's something the judge will be looking for, is making sure they're keeping that head up and high so it shows the elevation and all of that.
And let's put our hands together for these 3 young exhibitors here. We got a really nice little trio of Duroc barrels here. Like I said, they all come in a little different package for us today. And but I'm just kind of looking for that one to me that is kind of just a little more complete, a little sounder on his rear too. It's gonna be this young man right here is gonna be your class champion here. Here's a barrel here that from behind, yeah, he just takes the best stride from the rear too. Would I like to see a little longer for it? Maybe, but yet he's a really good barrel. He is powerful over the top. He's just loaded with muscle. He's just a big bone little rascal. I really appreciate that about him. He's got a big wide front end on him. He's just a barrel that to me wins this class fairly handily for me. Just a really, and like I said, down the road, this thing, he's just going to keep getting better. He's going to get more fill in him, and he's just going to be a powerhouse down the road. So congratulations to that young man. For second here is, there's a little give and take here, but I'm going to go with the young lady's Duroc barrel here. For me, is going to be my second place purple ribbon pig. He's a barrel here yet. Where he falls behind our first place barrel is on them rear too. He just wants to kind of tuck him in a little bit and wants to pull that right rear in on him. But he's got a big top working in him. He's got a big old rump in him. You got to like that front end on him. He's a really nice barrel. You'd like to see maybe jacked up a little bit. But otherwise, no, if you take his rear legs and we can square them up a little bit, and he's going to run with that other barrel a little harder. And then third place, we got a whole different type of barrel. Here's a barrel that's got some frame to him, a lot of frame, it's just sound. It's a barrel you really like. We'd like to maybe see just a little more bone in this pig, and maybe, like I said, maybe open him up from front to back. But from you get from behind, I mean, like I said, he walks a little narrow, but he's got a big top in him. We'd like to see him a little more rump. But yeah, he's very extended through that front end, and we really have to appreciate that about this barrel, and that's why I keep this one in the purple ribbon class also. So let's put our hands together for these three exhibitors.
Now explain what the purple ribbon class is.
Congratulations in class 2 of our market
Just a
barrels
moment.
and our Duroc barrel. Champion, it goes to Sam Hovde. Second place is Lexi Schmidt, and third is Chesney Fuchs. Congratulations, exhibitors. Now we're going to move on to our Hampshire barrel.
Okay, so the purple class ribbon. So a few years ago, well, when I first started showing, you had to get a purple ribbon to go to the state fair. So that's when he kind of says purple class. Now, really anybody can go to the state fair. So I guess that's county. You just get to know, like, if you get a purple, if you get a blue, everybody gets to go to state fair. But when he says purple class, he means it's pretty up there. So they're going to do pretty good when it gets to the state fair.
They're going to be competitive.
Yep. And then also, he's been talking about some terms here, and I figure I probably should say something about it. As I said in the last class with Sam Hovde, how he was kind of a photogenic hog, he really keeps his head up in that. So when he says jacked up, that's what he's kind of referencing to, is keeping his head up so then you can see its jowl, and when the pig's coming to the judge, you can see its front and make sure it's nice and wide and takes a big stride when on the move.
Let's put our hands together for this young lady here with her Hampshire
Who
barrel.
is this?
This is Chesney Fuchs.
Here's a barrel here that, I mean, you want to see some top shape and a big old rump in him. I say he's got that for me, and I really appreciate that about him. I like that front end, and he's got that clean head through the front. What would I change? I would like to change him on his rear legs and maybe just free him up on front to back. He takes a lot longer stride and a lot, he needs to be more secure on them rear too. If we add some bone to this barrel here, I think that would probably strengthen everything up with him, and I think you'd see him walk a little better. But like I said, right now, he's not the biggest footed barrel here, so he gets on these rocks a little bit, and he wants to turn them ankles a little bit. But here's the barrel, I mean, with a big old loin in him, and a nice big rump in him for the Hampshire breed, and for the Hampshire breed, he's actually really sound, and I really appreciate that about him. So definitely a purple ribbon for this young lady. So congratulations. Let's put our hands together for this young lady.
Congratulations goes to Chesney Fuchs with her Hampshire barrel. Now we'll bring back in our champion Burke, our champion Duroc, and keep our champion Hampshire in the ring to select our champion purebred barrel for the 2020 4-H Achievement Days.
Okay, so then you'll have to tell us who these are coming in.
Okay. So as we see here, this is Chesney. She was just in here with her Hampshire barrel.
No, is the volume in your headset okay? Is it too much? Or
Oh, I think it's good.
okay.
And then coming into the ring with his Duroc barrow is Sam Hovde. And then last coming in the ring is Parker Schmidt with his Berkshire barrow.
And they do like to talk a lot, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Once one starts talking, the rest will.
So let's put our hands together for these three young exhibitors on their class winners here. Like I said, you can really appreciate what each one brings to the tables here. Like I said, we got a couple with really big tops. We got the really sound Berkshire barrel. Gets out and moves with such free movement, and we have to appreciate that about all of them. But there's one out here, I think he's the big boned rascal, and he actually takes, I actually like him on the rear too, and I like that front end of this Duroc barrel. This will be your champion purebred Duroc barrel today.
So our champion is Sam
And then can we
Hovde.
bring back the second place?
Okay, I was wondering about that. So the second place from Sam's class will come in.
Yep. So that's going to be Alexa Schmidt. So she's bringing her second place barrel. And then the judge is going to take another evaluation and choose his reserve.
I am learning.
I
I picked that up. I was surprised today when it was doing the same as it did yesterday in the beef, and it's pretty much the same format.
Yeah, I was standing by you that first beef show, and I definitely can tell that you picked up on some of the stuff.
Pay attention a little bit. I was a farmer, but just not these things.
Yeah, I think the showing is pretty fun once you kind of get to know a little bit about it and that.
Yep. Horse shows galore. The daughters and the wife were doing that all the time, so we got to see a lot of those.
I've never really been to a horse show. My mom, she
Hey, let's
loves
put
her
our hands together
horses.
for these young three exhibitors here as we go for a reserve champion here in our purebred barrels. We'll talk at least a little bit about each one. We got the really, like I said, the really sound Berkshire barrel. You got to really appreciate that. Yeah, we'd like to see just maybe a little more loin edge pop on it, but he's a really, really sound barrel. Gets around nice, free, easy moving barrel. And we have our Hampshire barrel here. I mean, a big old top, nice big rump on the top of this. Got, he's at maybe square up from behind just a tick, and that would help him out. Then we have our second place Duroc barrel here that come out of the Duroc barrel class. It's a barrel with a big top, big old rump in him. He's actually, like I say, he's got enough, more than adequate bone for his size. It's actually kind of a nice complete barrel to me. And he's a barrel, yeah, I would like to tweak him on those rear two legs a little bit so he takes just a little longer stride for me. And like I said, Dower made the Burke, maybe beat him in that, but he's got more top shape. And then we have the Hampshire with all the top shape. So, I mean, there's some give and take here, but I'm going to put the young lady's Duroc barrel be your reserve champion here. And congratulations to this young lady.
Congratulations goes to Sam Hovde with the champion purebred barrow out of the Duroc class. Congratulations goes to Lexi Schmidt with our reserve champion purebred barrow, also out of the Duroc class. Congratulations to all of our exhibitors. Now we will be moving to our crossbred barrows.
Going back to what we were talking about, my mom, she grew up with the horses and that, and I was never a big fan, so that's when I came up with the showing.
Our first class of crossbred barrows.
I always called them the 4-H horse shows. I called them rodeos. They weren't really rodeos, but there was always a kid or two getting thrown.
Well, I guess you'll kind of see that with the beef show. Some of them get a hold and they just go, but not too much with the goats. I think we only had one run today, but we're doing pretty good, I think.
Yeah. We go to the Midwest horse expo in Madison, Wisconsin. And we get a laugh because they have the parade of breeds, and they have them come in, and the horse has got their ears pinned. You can just tell not a happy horse, and they always would say, and these horses have a friendly disposition. The pig's ears wouldn't tell you that though.
Yeah.
Because some flop forward, some go straight up. Okay, who do we have out here now?
We have Caleb Bratlin. He has the black one, and then Aaron Heyman, who has the crossbred, kind of like a Yorkshire in that. So these are the two that we have in the ring right now.
So we refer to these just as pigs, basically.
Yeah.
They're not registered, or they're crossbred?
Yeah, these pigs, they're not registered, basically, like I said before, and they're kind of just made up of a bunch of breeds, I guess, and that's when they come up with these.
Let's put our hands together for these two young exhibitors here in our crossbred barrel show here. We got two, like I said, two different types and kinds here. We have one that's got just a really cool front end, big old top, big old rump, big footed hog, lots of bone, and we got the one that just sound as a cat. I mean, boy, he just flexes from one end to the other. But like I said, we know when we start adding a lot more muscle, we kind of lose that flexibility a little bit. But here's a barrel. I mean, he's actually really good from behind. He takes that nice long stride, sets them feet properly. But for today, no, I'm going to have to go with this black barrel here. Here's a barrel here, like I say. He's got a lot of top shape. He's got that really cool front end. Then he gets that head up. He's got that front end jacked up. He's really tall at the point of the shoulder. I really like the way he sets his rear two down. They set him down square, stride straight out, and that's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to get those pigs to take that nice long stride and actually push off and go straight forward with all fours, and he does that with ease. Another one here, I mean, like I said, this barrel here, yeah, he's not as pretty or nothing like that, but he's a barrel that actually takes a nice long stride, is actually square on all fours, gets out, but we just need to put more top shape and more muscle in this one. So we're going to leave him in the blue ribbon class here today. But like I said, a really, really, really flexible barrel that you really have to appreciate for down the road for this young man. So let's put our hands together for them two young exhibitors.
Congratulations in our lightweight barrel, crossbred barrel class goes to Caleb Bratlin, receives first place and a purple. Congratulations goes to Aaron Heyman, receiving second and a blue. Congratulations, gentlemen. Now in the show ring is class 5. On deck is class 6.
So coming into the ring here, we have Olivia Sass, Selma Nelson, and Jackson Schmidt.
I don't know if we've seen Thelma. Did we see her at earlier events? I'm trying to remember name. I don't remember.
Yeah, I think this is the first time we're seeing her in the ring today.
I think so. And I think it's the first time we've seen Olivia in the ring. Jackson we've seen today again. But Olivia, I saw her taking pictures of a little sister, but she wasn't showing in the goats.
Nope, she's just, I believe she's showing sheep tomorrow too.
Okay.
So we'll get to see her again
And this
tomorrow.
must be her last year.
Actually, no.
Oh, she gets another one.
Yep.
Okay.
She has that summer birthday where she gets another one. Yeah.
So she graduated just recently with was it 2 weeks ago, whenever that was, their Clark graduation.
Yeah, I think it was 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, yep.
I think she's going down to USD.
Yes, yep.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that, like, this is my last year and Olivia will be in her last year next year. So it's crazy to see, like, everybody growing up.
Yes. Wait a few years.
I know.
It gets faster.
I definitely feel like that because, heck, when I started, like, I probably one of the older ones in the 4-H program this year, and it's just crazy to see, like, just the kids that are in the junior division coming into the senior division. It's just crazy.
We've had, when you start coaching the kids of kids you've coached before, that's when you that's when you know you're getting up there.
Hey, let's put our hands together for these young three exhibitors in our crossbred barrel division. Like I said, they're really nice barrels all in their own right here today. Like I said, there's one barrel in this class I think that probably just has a little more to offer. He's probably a little more level design. He actually a little better on his front end, and that's what I really appreciate. This young man here with the blue barrel is going to win in this class. He's a barrel that, like I said, he's really wide from the front. He's got really a big footed hog. He's actually square from behind. What we'd like to do, I think, yeah, we'd like to maybe put a little more bone on them rear two legs and kind of stout him up to that back end. To keep him as stout on the front. He's really stout on the front, but he's just not as stout on the rear two. And we'd like to change that. But he's got a big top, big old rump. Just takes a nice long stride, and you really have to appreciate that about that barrel. And second purple, I'm going to go with the black hog here over the other velvet hog here. And the reason I'm just going to go that route is from behind on the rear two. This one has the advantage over this one, but yet that one probably has a little more advantage on the front too. We'd like to get that blade set back a little more so that pig takes a little longer stride. He wants to kind of get up on his toes a little bit on the front, but he's a barrel that's got probably more top shape to him than our other barrel that stood in third. But it's a barrel we really have to appreciate, and that's why we're going to lead him in the purple ribbon class. Really nice barrel. Like I said, he's got a big rump, big top, and he's actually really pretty square from behind. But we just, like I said, I'd like to change him on them front too. And third, we're going to go with the purple ribbon here too for this young lady. There's a barrel here that has enough front end shape, enough big rump in him that I appreciate that about this barrel. We'd like to change him on his, maybe on the legs a little bit. We'd like to square things up, maybe blow him apart to the front end. But he's a barrel, like I said, he's really sound when he moves. We just like to change the little things, and maybe we'd like to see a little more top shape. But he has plenty of rump and plenty of forearm in him that I think I'm going to keep him in the purple ribbon. So congratulations to all three of these exhibitors.
Congratulations in Class 5 goes to Jackson Schmidt, receiving a purple in first place. Congratulations goes to Olivia Sass, receiving a purple in second place. Congratulations goes to Selma Nelson, receiving a purple in third place. Congratulations to our exhibitors. Now in the show ring is Class 6 of our market barrel. On deck is Class 7.
So all three in that class getting purple.
Yep. They all got purple this time, so that's good. So coming into the ring now, we have Ella Sass and then Selma Nelson again. At least we're lucking out without rain so far.
So far, yeah. Well, we're pretty good as far as our equipment. We're all inside the, we'll call the bus.
It's a pretty cool bus. I think you should wrap it with some stuff and that.
We've talked about that. Either that or painting it candy apple red with metal flake, yeah.
That'd be cool. And then I think this is a good opportunity as we're standing here. We need to thank everybody, Mr. Williams here, and then Mario Guzman, my dad, for helping get this all set up so we can have the live stream going right now for everybody at home to watch. And also to the school districts, Clark and Willow Lake, for everything that they're letting us use. So thank you guys so much.
Including the channel?
Yeah, the channel. I made a joke with my dad because I didn't do sports in high school, so I was never really on there. I'm like, geez, Dad, this could be my first time on here, and it's for showing.
And you won showmanship.
Yeah, that was...
Goats, senior, that's hard to say, senior showmanship for the goats.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. That was probably my favorite part about showing is showmanship, just because you can go out and you can work as hard as you possibly can, and you get to really showcase your animal there. So I was pretty excited, and it was pretty cool getting to show with Lydia one last time. Me and her have grown up showing together. I kind of helped them get into it. When they were getting into it, I kind of showed them the ropes and that. So I'm really grateful that I got to be a part of that with Lydia today. Yeah.
Easier if they kept these pigs a little closer together. Going really wide angle, but we're getting them.
Well, that's good. Yeah, sometimes the pigs they would just want to eat the dirt, I guess.
Yeah, they want to eat something, right?
Yeah, pigs, they can eat everything, that's for sure.
Let's put our hands together for these two exhibitors here on our crossbred. We actually got a Berkshire appearing. I'm not sure if he's actually a Berkshire, maybe. Just a Berkshire appearing barrel, and then we got and we got the crossbred barrel, but they're both in the crossbred division. Like I said, I'm going to talk each barrel, and then I'll tell you which one I think is the one I like, prefer the best. Here, like I said, we got a barrel here that got some top shape on him. He's starting to get a little rounder with top, but he's got a huge old rump in him. He is a big boned rascal from behind. You've got to love all that bone about that barrel. He's got a skull in him. You got to appreciate that about him. Like I said, would we like to see him in a little bigger package? Maybe, yes. But he's a barrel that's got, like I said, a lot to offer. He's actually big, bold through that front end. Like I said, big rump. Maybe, like I said, we'd maybe extend him out. But he's just a really nice, sound barrel that gets out and moves really nice. And then we got the belted barrel. He's really a flexible barrel on that front end. He really takes a nice long stride. He's got a big rump in him. Maybe not, he's got that top shape, where he's got just a little more of a ridge down the top. He takes, like I say, takes a nice long stride. Probably gives up a little bone compared to the other one, but he's got a lot more extension through that front end. So there's some give and take here, and you can take your choices on how you want to do. But I'm going to go with the young lady's belted barrel here to win this class. I like that extension through that front end. I like how he takes a nice long stride when he gets going. I think he's got just a little more pop over the top on that loin edge to put him in first. And then our second purple will be the young lady's Berkshire appearing barrel here. Here's a barrel, like I said, he's got just a tremendous amount of product. Maybe he's just starting to roll a little too much cover for today, but he's a barrel you really have to appreciate for all the amount of mass and big old rump in this feller. So you got to really appreciate that. So they'll both be purple ribbons, and let's put our hands together for them two exhibitors.
Congratulations out of Class 6. First place in a purple goes to Selma Nelson. Second place and a purple goes to Ella Sass. Congratulations, girls. Now in the show ring will be Class 7 of our market barrels. Then we will move on to our champion crossbred barrel.
I was seeing flashes. I thought it might be lightning, but it wasn't. It was a flash off a camera.
Yeah, that was coming from Miss Elena Sass over there.
I was seeing a flash in my monitor and thinking, has it got lightning coming in? But nope.
Yeah, we're still doing good, so... it's always a typical Clark County 4-H Achievement Days. There's always a day that it storms, so I guess maybe tonight might be that night.
Yeah.
So coming into the ring, we have Olivia Sass. And then Parker Schmidt. And I guess another little fun fact, the pig that Parker Schmidt's showing, we would consider that a blue butt. As you can see, it kind of has some little dots on the butt, so that's where the name comes from. It's a blue butt.
Okay.
And then we kind of have our crossbred Hampshire over here, too. Sounds like a pig's not too happy over there.
Somebody's not happy, yes. Either a pig or a young child, right? Yeah.
Either one. Who
Yeah.
knows?
Somebody's not happy.
You know, considering like everything that's happened this year, it's a pretty good turnout for hogs tonight. So, getting a good show tonight.
I think it said 30 initially on the list. I don't know what it ended up with, but
I think we're close to that 30 mark. So, it's one of our. It's definitely bigger than the goat show this morning.
yes.
And then tomorrow morning, I believe at 8 or 9, it's going to be the rabbit show.
I think they flipped it, I think.
Oh.
Did they? Whatever the schedule originally said has been flipped.
Oh, it has.
I can give you that in a moment here. I actually have that information. It was scheduled to do rabbits at 8, but it's going to be switched. They're going to be poultry at 8, rabbits at 10, and then the sheep, as far as I know, is still at 6.
Okay.
So there was a time change in this with the second group.
Yeah, let's put our hands together for these two young exhibitors here. We got is this our final crossbred barrel? These are the heavyweight, yeah. Okay, this will be our final class crossbred barrels. They're both purple ribbon pigs, I'll just tell you that right away. They're pigs that to me, they're just a little different. They're, in their makeup. There's one here that's just got a, like I said, he's got a big old rump, big old soggy front, chest joint. We got a lot of mass in this pig. Where we'd like to maybe change him, we'd like to pick him up on that front end, make his pasterns a little stronger. So he'd actually jack that front end up. That's where, like I said, the belted barrel actually is really jacked up on the front, really good on this barrel's pasterns. I said he's got a big old top in him, he's got a big rump. They both have plenty of muscle for me. So, like I said, it comes down to structure to me most of the time, and, I like the pig that probably gets out and probably actually made the best angles to the ground and the things that I appreciate. Like I said, we might be giving up a little more bone on the belted pig compared to the other one, but he's just a big old foot. Like I said, he's got more foot size, but yet I'm going to go with the young lady's belted barrel here to win this class. He's just a barrel, I think, just a little taller, he's just taller fronted to that front end, gets out and moves. When he does get out and move, he's not the most active guy in the world, but you took a picture like that, you'd love him to death. But he's actually got a big old rump, he's got that top shape going through him. That's why he's going to win this class for me. Here I have this barrel here. I mean, look at the size of the rump in this fella. He's got plenty of top shape. He just doesn't have that crease down the top like our barrel that wins the class. But a barrel you really have to appreciate to that front end. He's wide front to back, and we just need to get that front end on them passes, make him a little stronger so he stands up a little taller on the front end. But definitely purple ribbon pig here, so congratulations, young man. We'll just do it now.
Congratulations in our heavyweight barrel class. Class 7 goes to Olivia Sass, receiving first in a purple. Congratulations. Congratulations also goes to Parker Schmidt, receiving a purple in second place with his barrel. Congratulations, Parker. Now we'll take and bring back in our class winners of our crossbred barrel classes to select our champion crossbred barrel.
So now we're coming into our champion drive here for the crossbred barrows. In the ring, we have Parker Schmidt, Selma Nelson, Olivia Sass, and making his way into the ring, Caleb Bratlin.
Must be something really nice in that corner to our right, because they seem to want to go there a lot.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been watching them, and they've been going and just digging into the dirt. I think there's a couple rocks there. They always seem to pick up something.
Okay, let's put our hands together for this final drive of crossbred barrels. Like I said, when I come back out, the first thing I'm looking for in my crossbred barrels, and any that I judge, I want my pigs to be sound. They have to get off on them rear two really well. They have, and I want to see them, they got to have good feet and legs all the way front to back. And as you can see, all four of these really get around the ring. When the one decides to walk, he gets out, really moves really nice. He's just got a mind of his own. There's nothing wrong with that. And like I said, they're all pigs that actually, to me, get out, move like they're supposed to. But to me, there's just that one that has those little extras to me. He's just a little bigger bone than the rest than the other pigs. And I love the rear leg set in this hog. And that's going to be the young man over here is going to have your champion crossbred barrel.
Congratulations goes to Caleb Bratlin with our champion crossbred barrel.
Well, that's going to bring back. Somebody else was in that class, I think, weren't they?
Yep. Aaron Heyman was in that class. I don't know if they're bringing him back or not. I think he's going to choose from these in the ring right now.
Okay.
Okay, we don't have another pick coming in out of that class, so we're going to have these three for our reserve champion drive. Like I said, I'll just talk just a real quick deal about them both. Like I said, it looks to me, they're all just really sound. They get around the ring like they're supposed to. They all got plenty of muscle over the top. Like I said, there's probably, we'd like to maybe add just a tick more bone to one or two here, but they're really nice barrels in their own right, and you really have to appreciate what they have to offer. Like I said, they all going to hang a good carcass when it comes down to the final drive. But for me, there's one here that I think has just probably got just more top shape and more muscle expression. And this is a market barrel show, so this young man here is going to be your reserve champion today. So congratulations to that young man.
Congratulations goes to Jackson Parker with our reserve champion crossbred barrel. Congratulations. Oh, Jackson Schmidt. I'm sorry, Ann. She's right here. Well, I tried to call him, by his brother's name. Sorry, Jackson. That never happens at home, right?
So champion went to Caleb Bratlin, and reserve went to Jackson Schmidt. So we'll be coming and seeing those in the grand drive at the end of the show here.
Yeah, poor Jackson. They're having trouble with his last name, right?
Congratulations
Yeah.
to our crossbred barrel participants. Now we're going to move on to our market gilt classes. Now entering the ring is our purebred Berkshire gilts. On deck is our Duroc gilt.
So in the ring here we have Taylor McGraw with her Berkshire gilt.
And somebody else.
And Tucker Heyman with another Berkshire gilt. This is the Berkshire gilts, the purebreds that we have for right now.
Button heads.
Yeah. And it looks here that they both weigh the same, too. So they're basically like twins.
Yeah. Don't want to get them mixed up, right? Take the wrong one home.
Yeah.
It's probably happened.
Maybe. I think that'd be kind of funny. Definitely something to tell down the road.
Yep. See, there's just something really interesting in that corner that they
They always seem to find the
I
corners.
wonder if it kind of feels like it's a chute going out.
Hmm.
So like the rodeo cattle, you know, they know where that chute is, right?
Hmm.
Waiting for that gate to open.
Yeah. At least it's a nice cool night for them, and they're out and just not wanting to lay down and not really bucking with the show person there. So that's good.
Well, the sun hiding behind clouds is not a bad thing.
No, I think this is actually probably one of the cooler achievement days we've had. I remember last year, I think we were showing around like late afternoon, the goat show. We were in between those buildings and it got hot for sure. So definitely it's been nice having it in the mornings and at the evening. So
Okay, let's put our hands together for these two young exhibitors in our Berkshire Gilt class. Two really nice Berkshire Gilts to kind of start this our Gilt show off. There's, like I said, there's two totally different pigs out here today on our Berkshires. You know, we got the one that's got all the, just a big old top plate in her, big old rump in her. And we have the other Gilt here that's got plenty of top shape for her. And she's got a pretty nice hump. I mean, she's not more than lacking anything that the other one. She's just not quite as crisp as the other one. So to me, it's going to kind of, like I said, it's going to come down to, our structure on our hogs here. And like I said, I got one here that she's on the edge of being outside her skeleton. And I got one that wants to come in really tight at the ground. So, I mean, it's your choice. I mean, you guys can, we can argue about it after the show, too. I like doing that. Everybody likes to talk pigs. So, but I know there's just one, I think, for me that I think is going to be the kind of the one that I think down the road is probably going to even get better yet, and that's going to be the young lady over here. She just needs to get more cover put on this gilt as it gets older and goes to the state fair. We just need to, like I said, a little more cover. But I think this one here is, gets around the ring plenty good enough for me today. Like I said, she's on that edge on them outside too. And like I said, and then the other one here actually wants to come in on the back too. So I mean, it's like I said, there's a little give and take. But they're both purple rib pigs. She's going to be first purple. He's going to be second purple. But congratulations to both of you. Very nice set of Berkshire Gilt. So let's put our hands together for those two.
Congratulations, Berkshire Gilt class goes to Taylor McGraw, receiving first purple. Congratulations goes to Tucker Heyman, receiving second place and a purple. Congratulations, exhibitors. Now we'll move into our Duroc Market Gilt class. On deck is our Yorkshire Gilt.
So coming into the ring, we have Kason Bratland with his Duroc Gilt. Another very photogenic hog here.
Yeah. Walks right to the camera, smiles.
Sometimes people use Oreos and marshmallows to get them to get their heads up in that.
If you're trying to get my head up with the Oreo, it's also going to take milk.
Yeah. I think when it comes to sometimes training their heads and that, they'll just kind of put the Oreo in front and it'll kind of get its head to pop up like it does, and then it kind of gets used to having it up that way. And I think Bratlands and Hovde's, they've spent a lot of time in the ring showing these hogs, so they're pretty experienced.
Let's put our hands together for this young man on a really nice Duroc Gilt here in our market class. Here's a Gilt here that you get behind her, and she actually just takes a nice, easy stride from behind. She actually she sets them very, very square. Yeah, we like to tweak the one that's not perfectly square. We'd like to just get that right one to turn in a little bit for us, so that she actually takes that stride straight out, steps both toes down, and brings them straight back. But on the front end, she's really a tall fronted Gilt. You really have to appreciate that. Her deep bodied Gilt here. Got that clean extension through the front end. There's a lot of things I like about this Gilt. Got a nice big skull in her. You got to really appreciate that about her. So this Gilt, definitely a purple ribbon class, and congratulations to this young man. So let's put our hands together for this young man.
Congratulations goes to Kason Bratlin with his Duroc Gilt. Now in the show ring will be our Yorkshire Market Gilt, and then we'll select our champion purebred Market Gilt.
So coming into the ring, we have Sam Hovde with his Yorkshire Gilt. I believe this year with the fair, as you can see, some of these exhibitors have had more than a couple pigs. I believe they can only take 2 to the fair this year, so that's something different this year.
Okay. I suppose they're trying to scale things down a little bit.
Yeah, I believe that county fair, when you come here, that's kind of the deciding factor which ones you're going to take. So definitely they're going to have to make some decisions. There's a lot of nice hogs in the barn tonight.
Hey, we have a lone entry in our Yorkshire Gilt, so let's put our hands together for this young man here. Really, really nice Yorkshire Gilt to be in. Like I said, she needs to be in the market class. There's no doubt about it. I love the skull in this gilt. I like the top shape. I like the rump. I like the way she comes off those rear too. Yeah, would I tweak the right rear a little bit? Yeah, it's not perfect, not ideal, but yet it's very, very good. Like I said, we're always trying to make them perfect ones, and we're trying to get them feet just a square. Where would I change her? I would like to see her up on her pasterns a little more at this size. But here's a gilt there. I mean, she just got so much to offer, and she's really, like I said, from behind, you just got to love how she walks. Like I said, we'd like to tweak maybe the rear just a tick. But I mean, that's being very, very critical of a really, really nice York gilt. So let's put our hands together for this young man on a really nice York gilt.
Congratulations goes to Sam Hovde, receiving a purple on his York Market Gilt. Now we'll bring back in our class winners from our Berkshire and our Duroc for our purebred champion Market Gilt.
That explains what he was doing. I'd see he goes out the door and then he comes back in the door.
Yeah. So in our grand drive here for the champion Market purebred Gilt, we're going to have Sam Hovde. We had Kason Bratlin coming in the ring with his Duroc. And then I believe Taylor McGraw is coming up the alley right now, so she'll be coming in the ring too for this with her Berkshire. It's really definitely a good grand drive here. I wouldn't want to be the judge right now. It's definitely a deep set. I don't know which way he would go.
They are making me move the camera way more than I had to for the goats or the cattle, though.
Definitely.
They're going different directions. And
Yeah, I think it's a little bit easier because the cattle and goats were on halters, and these just get a run free, basically, or get a walk free. We haven't seen any runners yet tonight. It sure is fun to see him run in the ring, though. Tomorrow in the sheep show, you'll just have to focus a little bit. They'll be just handling them and holding on to those, so that'll be good. I think you'll be good on the rest of the shows for the week.
just not sure how we're going to do the birds and the rabbits.
I know, I was kind of thinking about that. I was like, I don't know about how the rabbits and that.
I haven't figured that one out yet.
Yeah. I think it will definitely be a fun show to tune into the poultry show tomorrow. Jay Foster, he's going to be the, MC type deal for tomorrow. He knows his chickens and his poultry, so I think it'll be a good commentator right there.
Well, I did work.
Okay, let's put our hands together for these three exhibitors here. I mean, what a really nice purebred gilt class for your market gilts today. Like I said, there's a little give and take in here. I mean, we got the Berkshire here. That's probably the heaviest muscled one, hands down. She's got the most biggest top in her. You know, or we would change her, like we said, we'd like to change her on those rear too and make her just, sound her front to back. But she's really wide based and a lot of extension, a nice long body gilt. Then we have our York gilt here, that we had in the very last class. A gilt that we really appreciate for the rump, top shape. Like I said, very good on the rear too. I think we'd like to tweak that right rear just a tick, but I mean, like I said, being really, really fussy on this gilt. And like we said, we'd like to maybe jack the front end up a little bit, where she wants to get down on her pasterns a little bit. Then we got the red gilt here, the gilt here that's got a big old top in her, square from behind, but just another one that we maybe need to tweak that right rear a little bit, just get it to turn just a little bit so she takes that stride straight forward. Because that's what we're always trying to strive to do. She's really nice and tall on that front end, big skull, like our Yorkshire got that big skull. We got a Berkshire with a big skull. So they all have, to me, they have more than adequate bone in all three. But there's one to me that's probably just a little taller fronted, and that's why we're going to go with her today. And that'll be your Duroc gilt, will be your champion purebred gilt. And then we're going to go, second place will be the guy with the young man, the Yorkshire gilt, a gilt I really like. Like I said, the only difference to me I've seen between the two is the Duroc gets a little stronger in those pastures, and that's where they separate themselves. So congratulations to both of them. Let's put our hands.
Ran out of battery.
Congratulations goes to Kason Bratland with the champion purebred market gilt. Congratulations also goes to Sam Hovey with the reserve champion purebred market gilt. Congratulations to all of our purebred market gilt exhibitors. Now we're bringing in our crossbred market gilts.
I think we only got one class of crossbreds
We
here.
have one class of crossbred market gilts.
Is this the last
and then
class?
we'll move on to our overall
And then
market.
they bring the winners of each one.
Yep.
Market
learning.
swine selection.
I might be slow, but at least I'm not fast. Let's see, something like that, yeah.
Yeah, so this is our last class for the night, and we'll bring in our winners and pick the overall and then head into showmanship. So coming into the ring, we have Lexi Schmidt and Kaden Kwasniewski.
Most of these kids, I'm guessing, are from either Clark or Willow Lake, but that's not those being the two schools that are. But I learned earlier today that there are actually quite a few kids. There's a number of kids from neighboring communities that are involved in the 4-H here in Clark County.
Yeah, that is correct. There's a lot of families that have moved to different towns and that, but they've grown up in the 4-H here in Clark County, and they brought their kids here to keep on with the tradition. So it's really cool because a lot of these kids, like, this is sometimes their sport, and they get to come together and get to be a part of achievement days and that, and get to be together, and it's pretty cool when that happens. It's definitely different this year, so hopefully next year things will be kind of normal.
All
And
market champions be on deck. All market champions.
kind of be normal so we can get back to the way it normally is. I'm just really grateful that there's going to be achievement days this year, and kids are getting the opportunity to show in that, so that's pretty awesome. And I believe the state fair is a go still, so I think
Last I heard, it was.
Yep. So I think Clark County will be represented really good with the youth across, from beef to swine, goats, all the way across. They're going to be representing pretty good at the fair.
Those two just taking a walk together.
Yeah. Seems like they're kind of buddies.
Yeah. At least the one wants to be a buddy.
The other one's kind of giving a cold shoulder there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's put our hands together for these two young exhibitors here on our crossbred gilt show here. Like I said, we have two totally different types of pigs, types and kinds of pigs here. And I mean, like I said, it's like I said, it always comes down to a preference deal. You know, and where am I? You know, where do we draw the line at? We got the belted pig here with just a huge loin eye in this pig, big old rump from behind, just heavy structured pig. You know, but yeah, we're getting on that outside of that skeleton where, you know, is this pig going to hold up? You know, let's say 75 pounds heavier. She's getting a little bulldog too, that she wants to open up kind of that chest. She wants to get them front knees out. So, I mean, I really question, she wants to get down on the pasterns a little bit. But she has just got so much muscle and so much top shape, big old rump. And then we have the other gilt, the really sound, flexible gilt. You know, like I said, she's got plenty of top shape for me. We get behind her and she kind of would like to just see some more muscle from behind. And she wants to walk with her rear two really tight together. And we just need to blow this one apart. Like I said, you know, like I said, we could put the two together and make something. We really have a really great one here. So I mean, like I said, there's a lot of give and take. Does the belted pig get around the ring well enough for me today? I don't know. The other one does, but how much muscle are we going to give up to get the extra soundness? And I think today I'm going to go with the young lady with the belted pig. I just think she just got so much more muscle, and to be honest, she does all right getting around the ring. Like I said, but I just think our white pig here just probably gives up just a tick too much muscle for me to put her over the top. But here, this is our sound one, the one that's extended, one that just flies around the ring. And like I said, this young guy does a nice job driving her around. We just like to see some more rump on this gilt, and maybe just open her up from behind so she takes a little wider, and then she just opens up front to back. And I think we really have a really nice one here. So congratulations, they're both purple ribbons. But nice job to both these exhibitors. Let's put our hands together for both of these.
Congratulations goes to Lexi Schmidt with her crossbred, receiving first and a purple. Congratulations goes to Caden Wozniewski with his crossbred, female, also receiving a purple and in second. Congratulations, exhibitors.
I think I just saw Sam Hovde taking off chasing a pig.
Well, I guess we had a runner tonight.
Got halfway up the chute and went the other way.
Yeah, so now we're coming into our grand drive.
Well, Sam should be fast enough to chase it down.
Yeah, I think so.
So is this the last event then for the evening?
We'll have showmanship after this.
Showmanship. This is the last breed.
Yep, this is for the overall and reserve champion market swine. So in the ring here we have Lexi Schmidt, Caleb Bratlin, Kason Bratlin, and Sam Hovde.
I just had to get the mic. I just want to talk a little bit. I like to talk on the mic. I haven't decided yet. I'll just be honest, guys. So just keep walking them. But let's put our hands together for these four. Really nice set of pigs. Your pures and your crosses both. I mean, like I said, they always said it back in the day when I was a little younger, the purebreds couldn't compete with the crosses. But as you can see today, we're there. I mean, the Durocs, the York, Hampshire wins the summer type conference. They're all coming back. And I'll be honest, it comes down like that Hampshire breed's come a long ways in the last 2 years. So I'm, like I said, I appreciate what they've done. And I'm seeing just a lot nicer Hamps as we keep going on. I mean, I know you guys all have your personal preference here on which one you think is the best one. I'm not even sure yet. So I'm gonna look a little longer here, and we'll get these pigs to get out, move, and I guess we could all vote. That would be something we could do. Nobody wants to vote now, do they? So let's. I'll just take a couple minutes here. The other thing I would do is I host all you exhibitors would thank your mom and dads and your grandparents or whoever has helped you with your projects. When you get done today, would you thank them when you get home or before you even get home? Because you guys got to realize the time that it takes for all your parents and stuff to do all this and your grandparents, okay? And I will ask and find out. So just keep on going.
And again, who's our judge again?
Our judge today, is Mike Clark from Ramona, South Dakota. He's been in the hog industry his whole life. He spent 20 years running farrowing units and has been in the show pig industry for 15 years. He is now downsizing, but is still as passionate about the industry as when he started. So, once again, thanks to Mike Clark for coming out to Clark today to judge our swine show. So, he's doing a really good job talking everything, and it's really fun to see him judge.
And all the judges we've had that I've seen have been really good at explaining, and it probably has a different purpose for most of the competitors. They understand more what he's saying, but for me, it's been a learning as they explain things, and I go, oh, okay. Had no idea what they were looking for.
Yeah.
And it probably means a lot more to the competitors and their parents. They understand, okay, this is what he's seeing. We can work on this before the state fair or those sorts of things, I'm guessing.
Yeah, definitely. That's something about like having a judge like that. We've really been fortunate to have the judges we've had this year because it's really it means a lot when a judge spends time sorting through the classes and explaining everything. And I think with the judges
Okay,
can talk.
everybody voted? Obviously, nobody's voted yet, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, now we'll talk a little bit about each one. Let's go with the crossbred barrel first. Here's a little barrel. Yeah, he's on the smaller side. But boy, you get behind him and you watch he takes a stride off those rear two. Just so impressive. He's big-footed in the front. He's got a big top, nice big rump in him. Everything's just working right for him. Just sound as a cat. You know, for the amount of bone and amount of muscle he has, he just glides across the ring and probably has the best rear leg of the pigs I have out here. Then we'll talk about our crossbred gilt. Here's the gilt, just lots and lots of muscle, big old rump in her. What did we talk about in class? We said we'd like to just get her legs a little bit better underneath her, maybe bring them in a little bit, so she's just a little more sound. But a gilt, you got to appreciate for all that amount of muscle and that huge front end and big old rump in her. Then we'll go to our Duroc gilt here, our purebred gilt here. Here's a gilt here that I just love the front end of this gilt. I like how she's just tall at the point of the shoulder, square from behind, like I said in class. We'd like to turn that right rear just a little bit to get it to square up even a little better yet. So she takes that little longer stride, so she reaches out and pulls that baby back so that then she's ready to go. But you gotta like that nice, great top shape to this gilt. Love the extension to that front end. Really, really nice gilt, deep bodied. A lot of things you got to really love about this. Then we got the Duroc barrel, the purebred barrel. He's a barrel that he is the heaviest structured one here. There's no doubt about it. He's got a big old top, big old front end in him. Where would we change him? Yeah, I'd try change him on the rear leg a little bit. He wants it to come in just a little bit. But boy, I mean, I'm talking, we're being very, very critical on some really, really good hogs here. And I mean, said you guys might, you know, everybody probably has their favorite out here. But to me, there's one. I think that going down the road is the one for me. And I kind of go out of the spectrum. I'm not afraid to, to pick the best pig that I think is here today. And that's kind of what I've always done. And I know some people don't appreciate it, but I do. I think the best pig should always win. The young man with the crossbred barrel here wins this show today. And it's down to these other three here. I mean, we won't need the other crossbred barrel back. No, it comes down to these three here, but I think there's another one here I think that kind of pushed him for me. There's just so much I like about this pig, and I just love the stoutness of this hog. I like that front end. Where he gets that front end, he's tall at the point of the shoulder there. and I think he just excels the others in this amount of bone, and he's just so much wider base. Your Duroc barrel here is going to be your reserve champion today. So let's congratulate these exhibitors. Really, really nice set of hogs here today. Very, very appreciative, and thanks again.
So our champion went to Caleb Bratlin. And
Congratulations goes to Caleb Bratlin, our overall champion market swine with his crossbred barrow for the 2020 4-H Achievement Days. Congratulations goes to Sam Hovde, the reserve champion market swine with his Duroc barrow for our 2020 4-H show. Congratulations, exhibitors. Now we'll be moving on to showmanship. We'll give everybody a minute to figure out which hog, because we had some seniors in the show ring with us here. So we'll start with seniors, and then juniors, and then beginners. So seniors first.
I would think this is a lot tougher in the hogs than it is in the other ones where you don't actually have a handle on them.
yeah, definitely.
I don't know that, but it would seem to be.
Well, I think like once you start training them and that's a little bit easier, even without a halter or something, just because you and the animal make the connection and you guys work together. So I guess when it comes with hours of work and that, it's not too difficult. So we're going to be having our senior showmanship, and right now in the ring we have Aaron Heyman, Tucker Heyman, Tate McGraw, Olivia Sass, Caleb Bratlin, and I think there might be another one, but I'm not for sure. This might be all of our senior showmen.
And I think what we heard earlier today, I think it's Tate's first year in the senior class. Does that sound like it?
I think this is either his first or second.
Okay.
And then we have Sam Hovde coming in the ring also for showmanship.
And he has switched pigs.
Yeah, I think the past couple years he's gone big into the pigs and that, and he's really excelled. It's really fun to watch Sam. He does really a good job with them, and along with everybody else. And I think this is Caleb Bratlin's first year showing pigs too. Definitely a few more showmen in the ring than we had in the goat showmanship this morning.
And a smaller ring.
Yeah, it is a smaller ring. The pig project has definitely gone really big in the last few years here in Clark. Same with the goats and that, but the pigs have really been excelling, and they do really good once they get to state fair. And I believe we've had a few winners in the pigs at the Sweet 16, which is usually a show that happens up at Brown County, but due to the whole COVID and that, it won't be happening this year. Usually the champions from the shows here would end up going up there and doing a battle of 16 counties to take the title of a champion hog or goat or everything. But
I think that whole fair has been shut down, correct? I don't think it's just the judging stuff, my understanding.
Yep, I believe the Brown County Fair is shut down for this year, but there's going to be kind of like a youth show for Brown County contestants, and then also an open show. I'll be heading up there with my goat this next week. I'm assuming that some other people in the county will be too. I think Reburns are. So I think they're trying to compensate for them not having a Brown County Fair. So that's exciting that we'll have another show to go to before State Fair.
And they are housing the critters at the state fair, correct?
Yep, they'll be housing them. Um, yeah, they always house them down there, and I don't really know what the state fair is gonna entail. I for sure know there's the livestock in that, but the rest I think is still up in there. I'm not really for sure on that side, but yeah. And most of the pigs up at the state fair for the market division for 4-H, they get sold to John Morrell. So you don't come home with the pigs after the fair.
Okay.
They do that just because, like, kind of like biosecurity and everything, just so diseases and that don't happen. So the kids will get a check down there, and they'll head down to John Morrell.
We have that in one of our county fairs back home in the cattle side. You don't come in the beef class. You don't come home with the critter. They auction them off. And
Yeah.
It's always a big battle. The restaurants bidding over, who gets what, and of course it's posted all year. Then the critter can't last all year, right? but it's on all the advertising and.
Yeah, well, there is counties that do like premium sales and that, but most of the time there's here in Clark we get a premium check when you show livestock and do exhibits and that. So that's kind of like what we do. We're not mandatory to sell them at our county fair. I've never really sold an animal at a fair before. I did one time, and that was kind of rough. So.
Yeah. You get attached, right?
Yeah, it was my sheep named Kanye. I sold him out at Western Junior, and that was hard, going in the ring and knowing that was your last time taking him there. That was pretty sad. Yeah, definitely state fair. There's some people call state fair like their end game and that, so definitely some tears are shed there with everything, and some keep moving and going to different shows after that. There's some people that will hold them till January of this next year for the Sioux Empire Fair down in Sioux Falls, the winter farm show type deal. And so some of these livestock, like sheep or goats,
So he's just watching each one, I'm guessing.
yeah,
Takes a while to go through that.
he's been kind of like just watching, kind of like what I said before. They are looking for having their heads very jacked up, as what he would call it, and walking really nice in the ring, being presented very well. And I believe he was asking some questions in that. So I think he has a decision though.
Okay, let's put our hands together for these senior exhibitors. Tremendous job. Excellent job. I really enjoyed this. I like to ask, the question I always like to ask a lot of times is, what do you like about your pig and what would you change? And I'll be honest, the answers were very, very good. It's kind of nice to see seniors that, really get an idea of what's going on and know everything about what their pig is. And to be honest with you, didn't you find out who's all listening? When you're talking these pigs, what if they're paying attention to what they could change possibly the following year, or what to look for when you're picking out that pig the following year. So it kind of comes down to a few things. I really look for that exhibitor that can actually drive that pig from one end to the other. Get the pig in for me, get it back out. Once I see it, move away, bring it back again. And make sure you always get out away from me and then bring it all the way back. If you can avoid just trying to stay out in the front of me, that would be the best. So we want to see it, give everybody that chance to come through. That's why you go all the way through and then you come back. That way everybody has that chance to come back through. How far down do we go? Just 2? Okay. Like I said, this really nice job by everybody, and like I said, I really appreciate you guys coming out working this hard for me. And seniors, I kind of like to work them a little bit harder. But to me, there was a couple young guys here that I just thought were exceptional. They got that pig in the right places all the time. They knew exactly about their pig, what they wanted to change, what they needed to do, and I mean, to me, you can flip a coin between the two, to be honest with you. They're both just exceptional showmen, and they just do a great job. But to me, there's just one I think that's really on top of his game today, and I think he's got that pig wherever he wants him. And like I said, I really think that's great that he never gets to a fence. That's a big thing. The young man here is going to be your champion, and the young man right here will be your reserve. So congratulations to those two.
Congratulations goes to Sam Huggy, our senior showman winner. Congratulations goes to Caleb Bratlin, our reserve showman winner. Congratulations to all of our senior showmen. Just a note, immediately following beginner showmanship, we will be starting to take pictures. We'll take pictures of the pigs, and then we'll take pictures of just the group of showmen.
So now we're going to be going into our junior showman.
So I got Sam and Caleb with bragging rights as they go back to Willow Lake. And I think the Willow Lake kids are starting a lot later than the Clark kids this year, the way it's working out, if I'm not mistaken. They always start a little later.
Yeah, definitely. I know going to school here in Clark, I was always envious of them starting after Labor Day.
Yeah, they always after the state fair. Mm-hmm. And I've kind of grown to like that.
Yeah,
Now entering the show ring is our junior showmanship class.
Junior showmanship, do we know who we have?
Yep, we have Kason Bratlin, Parker Schmidt, Ty McGraw, and Caden Kwasniewski. I think it's a set of all boys in this showmanship.
I'm going to make a prediction. A boy's going to win this one.
I think you got that one right.
I'll be even more specific. A boy with a pig will win this one.
I think you're 100% right on this one. Yeah, but going back, I would have loved to start school after Labor Day. That would have been nice. Yeah. I'm going back to school August 17th. I feel like that's early.
Yes. And where are you attending now?
I'm over at Lake Area Tech. I'm taking Egg Business and Precision Egg.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's how we ended up out here. It's Lake Area Tech's fault that our family moved out here. It was the daughter, Carrie, youngest of 3 kids. She went to school there. That's the school she picked coming out of high school in northern Wisconsin. It literally was the closest one with the program she wanted, with the requirements high enough that she could go anywhere in the country and use it. And so that's where she ended up. And my wife liked the area, and one daughter was in Wyoming, and she was here, and they were harping we should move, and so retired and moved.
What program was that?
She was in the cosmetology, and Minnesota and Wisconsin, we had all kinds of schools within a half hour of us, but their requirements are 2 of the least in the country, and South Dakota and Wyoming are 2 of the highest requirements. So if you get your degrees here, like at Lake Area, you could basically go anywhere in the country and do it without having to take more classes and stuff. So that's how she ended up here in at Lake Area Tech, and we ended up moving out here, and then she moved away. How's that? kids. I'll have to talk to your dad about that, yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm still at home, so I think he's okay with that. I think after this next year, I'll probably end up and try to find an internship somewhere and kind of broaden my horizons.
That guy's squealing right in front of the microphone out there.
I know, I got a little loud in the headset.
It did.
Yeah, Lake area is pretty good school. I really like it there. It's pretty fun and really close to home, and it's pretty awesome. I still get to go and do showing in that, so good times.
Boy, one of them is not happy.
Yeah, I think that one's ready to go home. Hopefully not the butcher shop either.
That's it.
Who knows? The butcher shop's only a couple blocks away. I see the judges asking the contestants some questions again. I always think it's fun when a judge asks questions because then you kind of get to know the contestant and that, and kind of get to see their passion for the livestock and that too.
We were talking earlier today during the goats that you were in that we should be miking those judges.
Yeah, I think it definitely would get interesting. I know Jeff Vanderwall and I and even Lyd, we were cracking some laughs out there. So I think the parents and even people watching at home would have got a laugh out of that. Well, as the show's winding down, I should probably say again, don't forget about the chicken barbecue that's going to be happening Thursday night. The meal includes a half a chicken, mac salad, potato chips, ice cream, and a bottle of water or even milk. So definitely get your tickets at the local businesses or contact any of the leaders and get a ticket for the meal on Thursday.
Hey, let's put our hands together for these junior exhibitors. They did a really, really nice job. Really good on your answers, guys. I really appreciate, you guys are really paying attention to your animal and where we need to make changes and what we really, really like about them. That's great. You guys are, noticing those things, and like I said, you get done showing, kind of nice to watch the show and see what else is going on. But excellent job between all four. From what I see, nobody wants to lose to the other one. I can see that. Because everybody kind of takes it pretty seriously, and that's kind of nice to see. I like to see these junior guys starting to really get after it, and don't get beat by your buddy. Nobody wants to do that, do they? We all want to be the winner, but you know what? There's going to only be two. Well, sometimes we like to go a little deeper, but that's all right. Okay, like I said, excellent job between y'all. But there was one guy here that I thought just did probably just a little better job. I mean, of moving the pig from one end of the ring to the other, and just really was on top of his pig all day. See the young man right here with the Duroc is going to be your champion, and the young man here is going to be your reserve champion.
So champion
Good job.
went to Case and Bratlin, and reserve went to Parker Schmidt. So congratulations to everybody.
Hands together for these exhibitors. Excellent job.
Congratulations goes to Payson Bratlin, our junior showmanship winner. Congratulations goes to Parker Schmidt, our reserve junior showmanship winner. Congratulations, gentlemen.
So now we'll be entering into our final show for the night, our beginner showmanship.
And we got a loose pig.
Luckily, there's a gate from, well, an alleyway from the show ring to the barn over there.
Now
So
we're going to take and bring in our junior showmanship. I know, not junior. We're going on beginner. Sorry. Beginner showman. Following the selection of our beginner showman, we'll start taking pictures.
So coming in the ring for our beginner showmanship is Selma Nelson, Taylor McGraw, Lexi Schmidt, Ella Sass, Chesney Fuchs, and then not Parker, Jackson Schmidt. I got him confused like Kim
The
did.
poor kid's going to have a complex. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we got 6 of them.
Yep. And we only have one boy in the ring this time.
I'll guarantee that one of the girls will either be the grand champion or the runner-up.
Mhm. Definitely.
I go out on a limb with my predictions. Yeah, a very short limb.
Who knows? Maybe next year you'll be judging our county fair with everything you're learning right now.
Yeah, I don't think so.
You'll just stick to the
Yeah,
broadcast.
I'll broadcast it, yes.
I think this is something we should probably do every year.
No, it's been fun.
I think it's pretty awesome. I was reading some Facebook comments talking about the residents, I think over at the Wookie Center, Assisted Living, and that the residents was even getting to watch the livestock shows and that. So that's pretty awesome that they had the chance to do that.
Yeah, I've heard some feedback through folks that know people there that said they had watched and thought it was a lot of fun getting a chance to see these kids. And you, for that matter, in action, since you were a competitor earlier today.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I know my grandma out in New Underwood, she even got to watch today, so that was pretty cool. So on the stream on the Willow Lake channel. So
Now, are you participating tomorrow? Do you have sheep?
nope, my goat was my only project this year.
Okay.
Kind of a funny story. Last year I was like, oh, this is going to be my last year. And then I sold basically all my show stuff. And then I came to this year and I'm like, I kind of want a goat. So I got a goat, had to buy basically all my show stuff again. But it's really been a fun time. I'm keeping my goat out with Reburn, so it's been a lot of fun getting a show with them and getting to help Lincoln and Lyd and basically just getting to pass on what I've learned through the 4-H years onto them. And it's definitely a good time. So really grateful for that.
See, my thing is I taught my kids just about everything I know, and they still don't know anything. So that's my...
Yeah, that's something I've always really loved about 4-H because I had no clue, and if it wasn't for Rod and Mary, Hurlbutt, and the Hurlbutt clan, I wouldn't have known really anything. So, through 4-H, you definitely learn from the people around you, and you definitely make a family as you go through the program and that, or the organization. So I'm really grateful for the 4-H organization, and it's awesome getting to see the youth out here, and I hope to continue with the 4-H program down the road, hopefully become a leader and this and that, and give back to the community for everything they've helped me do. So I'm really thankful for this organization. So. It's awesome, though, also to see, from these beginner showmen get to seniors and how they change over the years also. I think 4-H is a really good organization to help them get out of their comfort zone and teach them some life skills also. So
I think I was in 4-H one year as a kid. I was 9 or 10, one of those. But let's see, we were farmers. It just wasn't a big thing in our area at that point with with showing, but the 4-H dealt with a lot of stuff like that, and there probably were some that were showing, but we were making things, and I think my thing for the fair was a birdhouse. I took the carpentry thing, and just stuff like that I can remember the meetings and all that, and it becomes a little tougher. It used to be anyway. If you're in athletics as you got older, and a lot of these kids are. So you go, how busy are their lives with everything that they're doing? Either they may be in drama in the schools or in the music department, or they're, you know, some have jobs, and it just takes a commitment to do this kind of stuff.
Most definitely, and all around, like, a lot of the kids, like you said, they do basically everything. I remember when I was younger trying to juggle all the stuff, and, you know, like 4-H I think helps you like learn that time management and that. So it's really, I think, a great deal for everybody, and it's a good organization.
It has been around a while.
It has been.
I can't say. It must have been like 1968 or something when I was in 4-H. So it has been around.
Yeah, and if you're not really into the livestock, you got your home ec in that, and sadly we didn't get to do those projects or have the home ec building this year, but hopefully this next year, like I said, I hope it will be normal, and the youth will get to do that again.
All three of our kids were in 4-H and mostly did the horses, but also did some of the other projects and some of the home ec projects and stuff like that. And we had I was an auto mechanics, but Sam did it was something like that. It was a technology, you know, something on that order. I don't remember exactly what it was, but they did the horse shows, and then we raced at the fair as well with motorcycles. So Sam and I graduated to that. That was not 4-H. It was at the fair though. So we just had a little conference with all of them.
Yeah.
It'd be fun to have that mic'd.
Yeah, I definitely would.
Next year, right?
Yeah, I think next year that should be the plan. I think it'd give it a little bit of excitement in that too.
Mm-hmm.
I believe Mike Clark judged a couple years ago the pig show here in Clark, and he does a really good job in that. All the judges have done a really good job with the youth and talking to them and telling them how maybe they can change something up to improve for the next show or even the state fair.
And their explanations I could understand usually.
They know me pretty well, don't they? First of all, let's put our hands together for these beginners. It's really kind of nice that you guys can keep inviting me back, but I had to sit and talk to all these beginners because I think I've seen most of these show a few years. And the better they've gotten so much better every year. And this year was phenomenal. As you watch, very few of the pigs got on the side of the rail. They're keeping them out in the middle of the ring. I mean, it's not easy to do that when you're this age, and let's be honest, these pigs know where that gate's at. And as beginners, I'm proud of you guys. Very excellent job between all of you today, because everybody just keeps getting better every year. And that's what we should be doing. I'd like to see a little more smiles at this age yet. But I think they're that serious. I don't think anybody wants to lose, so is that a bad thing? I don't know. I always had friends of mine tell me, well, they should all smile. I said, well, yeah, that's fine, but they all told me they're having fun anyway, but they just don't want to lose today. So I have no problem with that today. Everybody has their little preference today on who thinks they did the best, and like I said, I kind of watched the kids all day, and the ones that probably gave me the best views, and actually, when we ask questions, I like it when they name their pigs at this age. These beginners, that they got a little name for them, and some I was shocked, but I'm kind of scared to ask sometimes on that question, so it just kind of worries me because I've had some really weird names pop up when I ask that. But they all had certain things they really liked about their pig. They all were paying attention in class when we were talking reasons on the pigs. And that's kind of what this is all about. So let's put our hands together again for these exhibitors, and I'll go out and shake hands with your champion and reserve beginner showman today.
There's your champion.
Champion went to Lexi Schmidt. And then reserve went to her little brother, Jackson Schmidt.
Hey, anybody that did not, hey, great job amongst all you kids. Fantastic job. Little fist bump for everybody here. Thank you. Appreciate it. Nice job, guys. Let's put our hands together for these young exhibitors again. Did a really excellent job today. So congratulations to all of them.
And thank you to our judge.
Yeah, thank you to Mike Clark. And then I want to say thank you to everybody that listened at home and was watching the show. And hope to have you guys tune in tomorrow for our shows.
And that starts, it's a little different time. Oops, I didn't want to do that. Sorry, folks. That wasn't what I wanted to do.
Congratulations. We're busy here talking with the judge, but congratulations. Begin.
All right. Well, thank you so much for doing this. I would have been really lost on this one. And tomorrow, it's 8 o'clock is when, double check my thing, but they switched it around. I think we have chickens at 8. I'm going to double check that one more time. Yep, chickens at 8. Nope. Yeah, poultry. That's chickens. Chickens at 8 or poultry at 8 o'clock. 10 o'clock, the rabbits. And then the sheep, it shows at 6. I don't know if that's still last I knew that was still that.
I believe it's still starting at 6 tomorrow.
So there will be a break between the rabbits and the sheep as they reset or re-gear or whatever.
Yep.
Well, thank you for joining us. Thank you for helping tonight.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
I think I just saw your dad walk through again, didn't I?
Yeah, he's over there gabbing, running for mayor like always.
Oh. And thank you, everybody, for joining us. And we'll see you tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock, bright and early, here on the Cyclone Channel. Have a good night, everybody.